Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Ask an MTG Grinder. Here today we have Adam Cubr. He's a local player. I've watched this kid grow up from, about that tall, I don't know, somewhere in there. Right, he's just come a long way. He's a really mature kid, and we're glad to have him here playing for BC Comix. So Adam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Adam Cubr. I've been playing for about 8 years, since Shards of Alara block. Been playing competitively for about 6 now, and I'm a big fan of the aggro decks, the red decks.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. Goblin Guide.
Goblin Guide, yeah. That's his favorite there. Just beat you down with some Goblin Guides.
Yeah.
Bolt.
Yeah. Goblin Chieftain, special place in my heart.
All right, so this past weekend, you won a PPTQ, right? Okay, so right after the Pro Tour, you're sitting there, you're thinking about this event that's coming up, the weekend after a Pro Tour, and everything's all in flux. We've just had a rotation. Kind of walk us through how you make the decision to play the deck that you played, and what that process kind of looked like. So
the weekend before, I played in the Columbus Open, and I knew I wanted to play a deck that could beat the Bant Company decks and the Humans decks. And I started with a red-black deck with Mind Rack Demon, and I realized I needed more answers to Gideon and other Planeswalkers. So I thought Anguish Unmaking would do that, and so I splashed white for it in the red-black deck for Anguish Unmaking and a Sorin. And this really helped, but Anguish Unmaking turned out to not be that good.
Not that good. Okay.
Yeah, so I ended up playing Mardu.
What didn't you like about Anguish Unmaking? What was making it not?
It was just when I was killing a creature with it, I was usually still taking that amount of damage, so I'd rather just have like another roast or something. To kill it. Yeah. So I played Mardu Control, and it was really, really good. I had main board Languish to wipe the collected company creatures, to wipe the board, and I ended up playing 4 Radiant Flames in the board to kill, because it's really good against company, really good against humans, really good against the token deck that ended up doing well at the Pro Tour.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask, because I watched you through part of the day, and it really seemed like this deck was just made to headhunt, the green-black aristocrats, the humans, and the collected company, and it sounds like that's exactly what you're trying to do.
On Friday night, I had 2 Radiant Flames before, and a Flaying Tendrils and Kozilek's Return instead of the 3rd and 4th Radiant Flames, but I cut those because Radiant Flames is just better. And then I put 2 Hallowed Moonlights on the board to help with collected company. I just didn't have them at the open because I didn't know how it would be on the mana, but the mana was pretty much perfect. So
Okay. Now you played a version similar to this before rotation, right?
Yep.
But it had something else in there, didn't it?
Yep. I had Splashing Green for Rhino.
For Siege Rhino.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
Siege Rhino. That definitely won some games, but
so, now did you find it a little bit harder, like without Siege Rhino?
Definitely. Yep. Because like you could just play one and that would win the game, but now you've got Dark Dwellers and Kalitas, however you pronounce it. Yeah.
It seemed like that was just a real house for you.
That is, day. It's probably one of the best cards in Standard right now, I think, because none of the decks can answer it like immediately. They have to Dramoka's Command it out of the company deck, or the Exile it, they get a clue.
Exile, yep. Okay.
But I usually like playing it on 6, so I can still get a zombie with like a roaster or an ultimate price.
Respond. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, Dark Dwellers, you're all about that card.
I am. I love that card. It just does everything. You can kill a creature with Kolaghan's Command early, and then flash it back and so it's basically like a 4-for-1.
Now I noticed you had 2 Dark Petitions in the sideboard.
Yeah.
How did those guys play out for you?
Probably the best card in the deck after board, because it gets the Plague against tokens to wipe all of those, gets Languish against the creature decks, the company and the humans deck. Can get Kalitas against the aristocrats deck, the black-green aristocrats, because they can't answer it. It does everything.
Now, do you think that the aristocrats deck is going to be able to, like, if Mardu becomes a bigger, more well-known deck, or even just Kalitas becomes bigger, do you think aristocrats is going to be able to adapt for that, or do you think that's just a silver bullet that's always going to be a problem for that deck?
I think it's always going to be a silver bullet, unless they can put ultimate prices on the board, but I don't know how much that's going to help, because still the deck, it can just wipe the board, or like 1-for-1 the creature, so the cutthroats don't do much damage. So
they're having to battle against this anti-synergistic Silver Bullet plus overcome the fact that you're constantly wiping the board and killing creatures.
Just killing the cards that matter. I mean, I think it could stick around because it's very good against Bant Company, but I don't think it could beat a Kalatas.
Now, why? I mean, obviously they did well at the Pro Tour, but so did other decks. Why did you pick these 3 specific decks to kind of focus on wanting to beat?
Because humans I focus on because it's the best aggro deck in the format. Okay. So if anybody's just getting into standards, most likely they're going to be playing an aggro deck.
So and at a PPTQ, you're going to expect a certain number of
players. There's probably the modern players that don't play much standard, so they're just picking up the fastest deck they can. Yep. So that, and then Bant Company was, I think they said 20-something% of the field at the Pro Tour. Okay. On, I think it was day 2, and
so
then
some homework there to find out what percentages.
Yeah, and then it was everywhere at the Open. Every round I played it 8 times at the Open out of 15 rounds, so over half. Okay. Every round it was there's a mirror to my left or right.
Now, a lot of people are saying that Bant Company is just the best deck. Do you feel that's kind of the case, or?
I think it is the best deck, but if you have a deck that's good against it, you can. That's why I like Mardu, because it's not an automatic loss against anything. I'm sure I could beat a control deck, but the cards that you cannot beat is the Dragon Lord Ojitai and Always Watching, because then you just can't answer that at all. That's what I lost to at the Invitational in the 3rd round.
That's less spicy.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
It'll be good to see you out there at the RPTQ. And thanks for coming out and interviewing with us here today. So. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.